welcome guys to Qibla Ahmed Art.
Keep going, man.
Thanks for joining us. Yakubeg here with Qibla Ahmed and Gilman Ahmed, all the way from Hong Kong. Today we're going to spend a bit of time discussing the recent film, the recent blockbuster which has taken the world by storm. As you know, it's Infinity Wars. I've seen it a few times. Qibla's seen it about 7 times. Gilman's seen it about 4 times. And we all have our own little opinion. And we thought it'd be a perfect scenario to take a little discussion. So I won't waste any time. I'll let Gilman expand on his findings.
My findings? Okay, alright, cool, man. Well, look, as you know, Yakub, man, I'm a comic book fan. I love this shit. I've read the comics. And in regards to this movie, I'm loving it, right? I do love it. Thanos is my favourite character. Coming out of it, I was like, this is a Thanos movie. I explained why on the spoiler review that me and Kib's done, right? The link will be underneath Kib's, right? You can put it under. I really thought that this movie finally gave... No, Marvel's been stepping up with their villain games, right? And I feel like with Thanos, rather than a villain coming in, just expecting him to just destroy everything for no reason, he had true motives. And I've actually had a few people come out of the cinema. I'm like, you know what? I agree with Thanos' motive. And the motive is there's too many people in this universe and there's not enough resources to go around. And he doesn't believe in poor and rich. Some people eat, some people can't. He's like, no, there should be an equal balance where everyone can eat perfectly. So his goal is to eradicate half the universe so everyone's equal. And his motive was great. And the emotions that he had behind him, he had love behind him, he loved Gamora and all that sort of stuff, made me really feel like, alright, Thanos is my guy. Like, I love this character. This is a Thanos movie. Overall, I love the movie. As a comic book movie, and after the 10 years that Marvel has been building this up, I thought it was brilliant. It didn't let me down. I do agree in the sense that I don't think it's the best Marvel movie, but it's the most epic Marvel movie ever. And I think this is the most epic movie ever. I think because of the scale of it and what they've done, I don't think they'll ever... This is going down in the history books of movies. You see what I'm saying? Because of the epicness of what they've done. People have said to me, like, my first questions people ask me is like, is it better than Black Panther? Is it better than Black Panther? Listen, guys, as a comic book movie, I'm saying that it flows. Comic book movie Black Panther flows into this comic book movie Infinity War. Black Panther, listen, as a movie, because it had such a political, I wouldn't say agenda, but such a great race sort of concept and knowledge and feeling, I can't compare that movie to some of the other comic book movies. See what I'm trying to say?
So
to me, like, I would compare Black Panther to, I don't know, 12 Years a Slave, for example.
Oh yeah.
Like two black films. One's a positive black film about positive superhero with the African nation. One's a negative one about black people being slaves. I think that those two compare better than Black Panther and Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As movies. But then as comic book movies, they flow into each other. I know, Yak, you said you like this movie, but you don't think it's great. I mean, everyone has their opinion. And like I said, I don't think it's the best movie, but I think it's the most epic movie. And I think it deserves all the money that it's getting, the records that it's breaking. I think it deserves all the hype, man, because it didn't let down. I mean, the film had, 4 different storylines or journeys connecting into one thing, and it wasn't even confusing. Like, I love the way they did it, man. Wicked. I love the way all the characters interacted. Yeah, I thought it was deep. I liked it. That was my 5-minute thing. Go on, what were you thinking? What were you thinking,
I just want to expand on where you left off. You're right, it was very simple to understand and take on, and I like the whole good cop, bad cop he had. But for me, I think when he cried, it wasn't out of, oh no, I'm going to have to kill her. I think it was more of a, power.
No, man.
No. I don't agree.
Deception,
don't
man.
agree. Even this is what I'm saying. Wait. Sorry. Listen. Even when Red Skull was saying the tears are not for him, because Gamora laughed at him because of that. But Red Skull was like, the tears are not for him. The tears are for you. Like, he genuinely loved her, man. Even when the end, when he done the click, he saw her and she was like, was it worth it? Like, he had love for her as a daughter, man. And that's what made me love him as a character.
But he only loved her because of her resilience. He didn't see her as weak. And that's why he kept her.
Well, that was his home. Yeah, no, I think that's true because he saw that in her.
Yeah, she was a fighter. But for
Yeah.
me, it's when he says world is finite and it's a finite world, so therefore we need control. I don't buy into that, man. Like, this is an agenda that the political elite are going on, and even as in what's it, the guidestones which talk about Earth and population control. So that kind of was, it was like they mucking the waters, and I didn't like that. But again, I'm not a comic fan, so I don't know what the comics speak of. But for me,
You
it
know
was
what?
like,
The comics don't even speak on that because this is the movie world. This is everybody's going to see this. So somebody would have to watch this and have a direct this world connection.
yeah,
And that's what that was about. Because in the comic books, bro, if you read it, he destroys the universe because of love.
Yeah.
What love?
He in the universe, he done the click to get rid of half the universe because he thought that will make his love happy.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, look, you know them show-offs that try to show off in front of their girls.
That's
It
what
was
he did.
literally that. Hey, look what I could do. Boom, and he got rid of half the universe for moistness. So doing that in a 10-year build-up of a movie would have been basic.
And in the comics, it was for a woman, right?
Yeah.
Dark Mistress.
What? Death.
Lady Death.
Yes,
Lady
that's
Death,
it.
yeah.
But she was upset
Lady-
that he did that, if I'm right. I may be wrong.
Yeah, she was. Well, yeah, she wasn't like she never expressed her love for him, and I think because that was in it was in his head, isn't it? He was,
drew him to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For me, it was a great movie, but there was certain things where I found a bit too cheesy. They're trying too hard. It felt it was too wrapped. It was too quick. Yes, it was a 3-hour movie. They couldn't take any longer. But I don't know. For me, it was like I didn't get bored anytime. It's just I just can't put my finger on it. There's something about the storyline and Thanos. Like he's meant to be a god, but he shows serious amounts of weakness and selfishness.
Well, I don't think it was a god. He was a titan, right? It's a titan, but I don't think it was a god.
He's never said he was a god. He's always been a titan. I
Mad
think
titan.
this story...
No, what I'm trying to say is, in this case, what's his name? Brain freeze. Thor is godlike, correct?
Yeah.
And he is more of a superior character, and he's even more superior when he has a gauntlet. So he's pretty much, you can't touch him. He's untouchable.
Yeah.
You see, and I don't know. I just can't articulate. There's something. As soon as I saw the film, I was like, you know what? It was good, but something ain't connecting with me. It's like I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. Even to this day, I can't even tell you this. There's something about the storyline. I found it was almost, they had a little biblical twist to it. So in our time, we had a Noah's flood, and God reset the world, and pretty much everyone died. A few people survived, and in this case, he did that, and
It's a reset.
random
it's a
people
reset,
just died. But I reckon Doctor Strange or somebody else going to somehow do some hocus pocus and bring them back, because otherwise, that franchise as we know it is finished. Because
No, they never died.
Well, we know that. We know that for
we
sure
know
because we know there's a Black Panther 2. We know there's a Spider-Man 2. We know there's a Doctor Strange. So we know that as movie fans. So
but
their
they
characters
might
are
be
not dead.
filmed in this timeline, not from today onwards. So it's before Thanos coming down, if that makes sense. But that's what I read. Most of the films they're making now, heading forward, are actually based on a timeline before Thanos coming down and doing that.
Well, look, that could make sense because this comic book universe can go wherever universe time and wants to,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
But I like Ant-Man and Wasp, which is coming out next month. That's before Infinity War. But I haven't read, so I don't know. But I don't think Spider-Man and Black Panther and them lot are timelines before Infinity War. I think it's after, because it don't make sense because Guardians of the Galaxy, for example, that's coming out after, and that's introduced Adam Warlock. But if the timeline's before, that means Adam Warlock should have been in this movie. So he's
Exactly.
not. So that must. But that's what I'm saying. That means Guardians of the Galaxy timeline is after this film, Part 3. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And with Guardians 1 and 2, there was no, even in the other one, Avengers, there was nothing about, what's her name, Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
And now suddenly she's here, and they're going to make a film on her based on the 90s. I don't know, I think it's like, you're right.
They're doing what the comic books are doing, bro. They go back and forth.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough because, listen, man, say for example, they didn't have Captain Marvel in the plans. They didn't have Captain Marvel in the plans 10 years ago, right? So they put it in the plans 5 years ago. So it's hard to trace back 10 years and say, oh shit, man, we should have put her in the first Iron Man movie. It's too late. You know what I mean? You got to flow with it now, right? Like 10 years time now, they might introduce, I don't know, whoever, Galactus.
Yeah.
But but then it's like, well, shit, we can't build him up from now, so we got to build him up later. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? It's a bit difficult, man. Especially with the movie world. The comic book world's easy because you could just say, oh, refresh, new comics. You know what I mean? You can't do that with the movies, man. It's too risky.
Put my head down so you guys will get to see my head, like corner of my head.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. This just I'm just trying to think. My issue is where they're going with it and how they're gonna still. I think going forward it's gonna be carnage and just. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just like
what did Ahmed and Carl say? They said there was something that they didn't like. Do you remember? On the group they were talking about it.
Let me read through the group while you guys catch up. Let me find out.
So I said I liked it, but it wasn't the greatest film. And
everyone was like, "Fuck you, man! Your opinion don't count."
The bands were good, but I just felt at times they were trying too hard, and there was too much little lapse in between what happens or why it happened. And you have to kind of put it in your head and make up what's actually happened. But again, it's a 3-hour film. But you know what it is, because you guys are comic guys. You know exactly what happens. Where for me, I'm not a comic Bruce.
Bro, I'll be honest.
I was telling
you know this movie world. I don't know shit about this movie world. Everything's changed.
Oh.
So they don't match up to the comic books. Yes, we know the origins that we read. We know everything else that were in the books. But the movie world, bro, it's got nothing to do. They take aspects of the comic book and put that in.
Doesn't Thanos have a wifey? Doesn't he want a wifey? What's the game,
He's in love with Mistress Death, yeah.
But why is he so concerned about Earth being finite and the finite world? Why?
Not just Earth. It was the whole universe, because he saw the way his planet. He saw what happened to his planet, so he had a.
Hold up, bro. You're breaking up, bro.
If this happened to my planet, so my planet.
So, bro, you got to stop.
Can you hear me?
You're breaking up.
So what? See Gamora.
Start that again, bro.
Wait. What I was saying is, in his mind, he saw what happened on his planet, right, planet Titan, and he saw people suffering for no reason, right? And they followed his mad ideology of you take away half the population. A lot of people wouldn't have had to suffer, which is crazy because you would have to kill half the population. However, this mad ideology, he thought that would be the greatest solution for the whole universe. So it's not for just Earth, it was the whole universe. Because on Earth, there is people suffering. But I've had a few people come out the cinema and actually be like, man, I agree with Thanos. There is too many people and not enough resources.
Sounds like
Bro, look what they did in China, man. Look what they did in China. 1 kid policy. It's too many fucking people here. So you're going to just have 1 kid. Like, they've changed it. Now it's 2 kids. Listen, I don't think it's the same ideology. But the principle of there's too many people, not enough resources, probably led to that decision of the government in China saying you're only allowed 1 child. See what I'm saying? And if you have 2 child, there's big taxes to pay or something like that. That's crazy.
It was
Listen,
it was American.
What's that?
No, it was Americans. Henry Kissinger went over to China and basically gave them a business plan on how to develop and grow and what steps to take. And one of the propositions was, in order for your country to develop and grow, you should adopt a 1-child policy. And at that time, the Chinese ruler agreed, so they put it forward. I think only last year they lifted. But
okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was the motive. I just tried to connect that shit together. Obviously, I was wrong. But anyway, but listen.
You're breaking up, G.
Breaking up, bro.
There's poor people in the world. There is poor people today now. People, and
bro, you got to say that all again because it's breaking up.
Thanos is... Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold up for 1 second. Let the connection get back.
Basic, man. Why is there basic connection, man?
I have no idea, bro. It just says poor.
Man, basic.
Hold
this
on.
part of the room is basic, probably, man. I think the other part of the room is better.
It is. We'll hold up. Hold up. Try again. Hopefully it'll get back to normal.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
You seem cool now. Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm saying is like Thanos. There's poor people in the world right now, yeah. And if you followed Thanos' ideology, which is crazy, it's very radical. However, if you selected by random, not rich people, not people, whoever, anyone and everyone, and just split the population in half, and everyone should be equal, man, that's a beautiful thing. But that's too radical. You can't just kill half the population. You know what I'm saying? But in this movie world, they made it relatable to this world, like to this planet where you live now. You know what I mean? Think about it, bro. 10 years of building up this movie and this character. If he didn't have a proper motive that he truly believed in and his followers truly believed in, it would have been wasted. I mean, 10 years wasted on him doing it over love, or him just doing it because he wants to be powerful. I'm like, come on, man, that's basic. You know what I mean? He had to have true motive. Just like in Black Panther, Killmonger had true motive. He was just radicalized. He wanted to help his people, black people, and he was always like, all this slavery going on, where the hell was you Wakandans, all this technology, right? That's motive. You know what I mean? Same with Thanos, man. He's got motive, and, you know, he had genuine emotions, he had genuine love. This was a Thanos movie, man. Without that, bro, after 10 years, you would have wasted it, and everyone would have been so upset with it. You know what I mean? Could you imagine, bro? This is a hard project, bro. Think about it. The Russo brothers had a hard... The pressure they must have had. It's like, we've been building this for 10 years. If this fucks this up, if you guys fuck this up, you're fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difficult task, I would say, man. And I think they delivered, man.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like because studios have so much control over these movies and stuff, they have to push these out. Think about it. They only put this in production, what, 2 years ago, a year ago? So to get something vast like that all together and have a good story, well, story or just, like I said, it's an epic movie. It's not a great movie. Yeah? But Thanos has topped it when it comes to villains. And it's the first superhero movie where everybody dies. The good guys did not win, and I think that plays a big part in reality where most of us good guys never win.
So has Thanos ever had the stones before?
Not in this movie, but in the comic book, he's always
In the comic book, has he once did that before?
Yeah.
He has.
Couple of times.
So he's reset. So this is the second or third time.
In the comics, he done it in the beginning of the comics, and then everyone disappeared, and that's when they realised something's going on. Not the end of the comics, you know what I mean? So, you know, they changed it a little bit. But I mean, like, what was you saying? What was I thinking of, man? Shit, I forgot. Yeah. Carry on, man. But sorry, it's like 1 a.m. here. I'm tired.
Nah, it's alright, bro. We totally understand.
I was thinking of something that what you were just saying.
Has he done the click before, and who has he wiped out, and why has he done that? It's like he's got a habit of doing this.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, and also the studios getting involved and all that sort of stuff. Like Kibla, you know, if you want to say what's one of the best comic book movies out there, you would say, I don't know, The Dark Knight. As a movie, that was great. You know what I'm trying to say?
Exactly.
Like, the reason why Batman vs Superman, the reason why Justice League, those films are shit, the reason why we love them is because we see Superman and Batman on the same screen and you're like, oh my god, that's epic.
Yeah,
the reason why the movies are shit is because the story is shit. You know what I'm saying? Everything's confusing as a movie as a whole. That's what makes it shit. But when you look at The Dark Knight, as a movie, it's brilliant. When you look at Winter Soldier, as a movie, it's brilliant. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So this what I'm saying with this movie, I do think as a movie, it's brilliant. It's not the best. That's what I'm saying. Dark Knight is probably the best. That's the only one that comes to my head because of the movie itself, the storyline, the fucking performances by Heath Ledger, the freaking soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? Overall, what a brilliant movie.
The theatrics.
You know what I'm saying?
It drew you in.
Yeah. I mean, this one, like, what I didn't like about this movie was, like, I told Kibla, the soundtrack could have been more epic.
Yes, theatrics, exactly.
I know some people like, why you picking on the soundtrack, but music makes the movie, like,
definitely.
sometimes, you know? Drive, remember Drive? That movie was all about the music, right? I didn't, you know, like I said to you, Kibla, on the spoiler review, Gamora and Star-Lord's love, you didn't really, you know, Star-Lord started punching Thanos because he lost Gamora, but they didn't really show that love in the other movies or this movie. So that wasn't really like the biggest bond, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I would have felt like, I don't know, if Peter Parker died, put it this way, if Peter Parker died, Iron Man started punching Thanos in the face and ruined the plan, that would have felt more of a connection because they built that relationship between Peter Parker Iron Man. You know what I'm
Iron
saying?
Man,
So
yeah,
the
that's
Gamora
right, yeah.
and Star Lord love, I didn't feel as much. Like I said, I didn't like the Black Order, Thanos' other kids.
Yeah.
I think they were killed too easy. Humans, Scarlet, Black Widow, she fought that alien easy and just kind of battered her and stuff. You know what I mean? So I felt like, alright, well, Black Order wasn't really portrayed
No,
too
it wasn't
good.
quite a tough fight, I reckon.
No, but as humans, come on, these are Thanos' henchmen. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I'm picking you. You need to hold up. You know what I'm saying? You're getting battered by a little chick with blonde hair. You're basic. That's what I would have said. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I was a bit like, okay, they weren't utilized as well, as much. So there's a couple things wrong with it as a overall movie, but I think when you pull it all together, when you put all the characters together, it's an epic adventure that I don't think anything will ever top this. Who else is going to try and build
I think
a
there's
10-year...
18 superheroes in one setting. It's never been
Yeah,
done
I
before.
mean,
And that's what
who
drove
else is
everyone
ever
in.
going to build a universe like this? No one's going to try to build a 10-year universe like this. Everyone's like, oh, fuck it, I
No, they
can't
can't.
bother
It's
to do
too
that.
late now.
Marvel did it. It's the most epic movie of all time, I reckon. It might 100 years down the line, they're going to be like, remember Infinity Wars? Remember what they did for 10 years? You know what I mean? That's what I believe. That's what I think.
No, they will. That will play a big
I
part.
read somewhere this storyline they're gonna expand on it up to 2025. Did you not read that?
2025.
Yeah.
How
So
far? I didn't even look.
so up until that moment, they're gonna make a whole heap of films up to 2025.
They've got Avengers 4 coming out next year, bro.
But again, that's gonna be based on just before Samuel Lee calls Thingy, if I'm right. That's how they're doing it.
No, because she's got her movie coming out. When is that?
She's
Her
doing it
movie-
for next year, May next year. Captain Marvel, right?
Is it May next year? But that one's based in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then Avengers 4 is literally straight after this movie.
Yeah.
It's a continuation after this movie.
Ah,
Yeah.
So they'll finish. I think that they're going to finish this off.
yeah.
Phase 4 off. Thanos won't die. They won't kill him off. He's going to be out there somewhere. He'll come back maybe in the future. And then they're going to start a new phase with a new villain. And maybe, like I said, maybe it could be someone like Galactus. And they get Fantastic Four.
I want Dark Sid. I want
Maybe it
Dark
could
Sid,
be-
man. I really want to see Dark Sid.
That's DC, bro. You lose. Darkseid. Again, with Darkseid, listen, I get what you're saying, right? And as a DC fan as well, I want to see that. But they have to build him up epic. You see what I'm trying to say? You can't just put Darkseid in a film. And so far, Warner Brothers and DC haven't been able to do a good job to build him up.
Yeah.
That's why don't bring him out and fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? Don't. Leave Darkseid alone. Unless you got a good plan to bring Darkseid out and to make him one of the best villains ever, leave him alone. Don't fuck him up. You see what I'm saying? That's why, again, going back to The Dark Knight, listen, Batman's most iconic villain of all time is the Joker. And Heath Ledger done the best job in the world. That's why that movie's so great. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not just any villain. He is the villain.
Yeah, that's right.
And
yeah.
the performance was so good. It's perfect. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But if you get someone as powerful as Darkseid and you fuck it up, you just fucked up the whole DC universe for life. You know what I mean? He's so... Darkseid is so whatever, man. He's got to be done right. Otherwise, don't touch him. Leave him alone until 20 years until you figure that shit out.
They'll never figure
man.
it out, bro. That's the only
Maybe...
problem.
The problem is, I told you, like I was saying to you, Marvel's got the hype right now, so don't compete with Marvel right now. Think of a different strategy. Let Marvel calm down, then think. If you compete right now, you lose because they're on top of the game. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, you have your opinion. You don't have to like it. I mean, what's your favorite Marvel movie, and why?
I'm motherfucking Mary Poppins, y'all.
So, Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Really?
But why?
It's just the dynamics. There was heartfelt moments. There was jokes. There was surprises. So for me, it's all about the elements, not always about the magic or the action. It's all about, it has to capture me and entertain me and suck me in. But
That's what the first one did for me. Yeah.
The first one was great, but number two, they added on to it.
Father element.
Yeah. And it's the whole he may have been your daddy, but I was your baby father. No, was it? Was it? You know, it's
He
that.
may have been your father, but I was your daddy.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
and that hit me, man.
You weren't your daddy. Yeah, you
Yeah.
weren't your daddy. Yeah, that was deep. That was deep. But I think this one had it. I mean, the father-daughter relationship between Gamora and Thanos, it was a complicated one, but he actually had love for her.
But she was trying to kill him anyway. It
Yeah,
wasn't a
but
mutual
when she
thing.
did that, but remember that scene where she did kill him, but in the reality,
Yeah.
Stone killed him, stabbed him in the neck. She started crying because she did feel love for him, but she knew he had to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You do feel like the emotion, and when Thanos cried and threw off the thing, man, I felt that, man. I felt emotional, man. Like I said, big ass villain.
But why did he kill her? Though? That's one thing I want to work out.
What?
That
Soul Stone, eh?
he annihilated the whole planet. He didn't leave anyone alive.
Which planet?
What that?
Gamora's planet, wasn't it?
No, he only killed half the planet.
Oh, I thought
Killed
Half the population. He was trying to get rid of it. That's what he does.
I thought he just destroyed everybody.
He wants balance, so he doesn't care if you're
Balance.
poor or rich.
And what's the other planet that was all gold and lava-like? They only showed it for like 10 seconds. There was another planet there. I forgot its name. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I just want to know where they go next. I just want to, like, the momentum's there. They need to continue on it. It's just when half the characters are gone, it's like, hang on, okay, how will they ever recover?
Mm.
So I think the next one's going to be based on Doctor, what's his name?
Strange.
Yeah. Because he
but,
said
you
after
know,
14 million possibilities, one works. So obviously he's going to focus on that one possibility.
Well, this is why me and Kibler discussed. He knows everything.
He knows everything.
So everything that happened in that movie, he knows that it has to happen that way. Right? Only him. When you're looking at it from his perspective.
Mm.
So when Star-Lord is punching Thanos in the face and fucking up the plan, and and everyone's cussing Star-Lord because he caused everyone to die, Doctor Strange is like, well, I know he has to do that because I know there's only one way that it will work. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, shit, but it was a B hit. So it's deep. Like even with maybe Thor stabbing Thanos through the chest, maybe Strange saw that and was like, I'm gonna let him do it. You know what I'm saying? Say if Thor, maybe if there was enough, it's so deep, right? You don't know what's going on in Strange's head. But like I said, out of 14 million scenarios, he saw one that worked. Maybe in one scenario, Thanos sneezes. And I don't know, maybe in one scenario, Iron Man's about to kill Thanos and he sneezes and it fucks up everything. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's how many scenarios there could have been, right? So, the crazy thing is, Doctor Strange knows everything. So where they lead on to this, like I said, we all know the characters that disappeared have got part 2s of them.
Did Hulk
What's
die?
that?
The
Hulk stage, yeah.
He's
if you
dead.
notice, all the original Avengers stayed.
But what happened to him? He didn't turn green, did he?
No.
I swear.
No, he's basically scared.
He was suffering serious impotence, man. That let me down.
Yeah. Well, look. In the comics, actually, I was just reading the post. I actually didn't remember. He initially didn't want to join the fight in the comics because he felt the Avengers turned their back on him because he was so angry and they kind of... So in the comics, he was like, I'm not joining you fools because you guys turn your backs on me, right? So in the comics, he didn't want to join. But then eventually he does join them. He's like, you know what, I'll deal with you guys later. Let's go deal with Thanos now. So in the comics he didn't. But in the movie world, remember in Thor Ragnarok, he was a bit like a baby, right? Mm. So he's still growing. What they're doing with Hulk in the movies is like, he's not just, I'm the strongest in the universe now. He's more like, they're trying to build a character out of him. They're trying to give him personality. So that's why in Thor he was talking, it was a bit childish. And that's why he's a bit scared. He's getting different emotions right now. So it's a bit different from the Hulk that we know, just the angry Hulk that gets super strong and kills everyone, to more like, let's give him some character. So if we ever need to give Hulk a standalone movie, he has character now, rather than just an ogre running around and shit. So, I don't know, there's a lot to it. I mean, like, we'll see what happens. But if you notice, all the original characters are alive still. So that means... in Avengers 4, maybe those original characters, one of them could have died. Could die, you know what I mean? Because when they kill off Iron Man, if they kill off Captain, it's got to be proper. It can't be just a fadeaway and then you're gone. It needs to be a good death, because those are iconic characters that they built up for 10 years. You can't just say, and you're done. Like, Captain, you're done now. So, maybe in Avengers 4, we might see one of them go. Or... but you can't just get rid of them. They couldn't fade away. That wasn't right.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, I was going to do one where I grabbed Jakob's head.
Oh, that's wicked. No!
But yeah, sorry guys, continue. I just had to plug this. You can put your hand in it, bro. Pull the levers. It controls his
How
fingers.
does it work?
It should be.
Wait.
Yeah, can you
Oh,
put your fingers
yeah.
through those? What?
Why?
This is tonks.
Yeah, no.
Has he got batteries in it?
Yeah, I have to put batteries in it. But yeah, sorry guys, I had to do the little interruption plug-in.
Yeah, so I had a few disappointments within the film, but all in all, it was great to see everyone together, beefing up. But it was 3 hours long. Didn't feel like 3 hours. I felt they should have added more dynamics into it, like Gamora and what's his name, Star-Lord's relationship. Because I knew they were both moist, but I didn't think they actually hit it off. But obviously they did, and they should have expanded on that to show a bit more chemistry, so we felt more. And as you said, because she was just taken away from him, we were like, wow, he's getting deep. But then he's a troubled kid anyway. He lost his mum when she was young. His dad backstabbed him. If that was his dad, I don't know. We still don't know really. Do we know?
That's your dad, bro.
Definitely. Okay.
He goes his dad.
So he's like one of the kids from the projects, really, right?
Yeah.
And then he finds someone who's moist with, and she's also Chiobetos, and then suddenly she's gone. So you could imagine why he did what he did, because that's
Well, that's
one.
a good point. I didn't think about that because he has a history of loss.
Exactly.
So losing more, even if it's madly in love, the fact that he's lost someone he cares about maybe hurts him more than others.
Yeah, definitely.
So I reckon
That's a good point.
he might join his side. Thanos's. He might become Thanos's bitch.
Nah. Thanos killed Gamora, man. He won't join Thanos.
Not like that, but yeah, true actually. But he might just swap sides and become like proper radical, and
Nah. Well, I mean, what you just said is a good point, though. He's experienced a lot of love. But that was a funny part of the film, though. You know, when Thor meets them and Thor taps Gamora and says, you know, I've had family problems too. My brother did this and my sister did that. And then he steps in and he's like, yeah, me too. My mum died of cancer and my dad tried to kill me. I was like, that part's a joke. I mean, you got to admit, some of the jokes were awesome. When when the Guardians met Thor, and he was laying there, and then Star-Lord like, I can't believe this dude's alive, and Drax is like, he is not a dude, he's a man, you're a dude. I was like, come on, this is jokes, man. They were moist
Nah,
on
it was good. It was good banter between them. I suppose a
Wicked
movie like that's going to have something dreadful like that at the end had to have some banter because of connection, bro. Connection.
Yeah.
If we didn't connect, and most of their films have got banter in it, bro.
yeah.
That's the one thing, though. And Marvel characters are a bit more brighter than DC Universe characters.
When's number 4 out?
Next year, May, bro.
Okay, so another year. Okay.
Yeah.
So are they still filming? Is post-production done?
I think they're doing post-production.
Okay.
Didn't they shoot him at the same time? I thought, they shot him at the same time.
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah, they did shoot him at the same time.
yeah.
Moist.
Oh,
Ahmed had some thoughts, though. What was Ahmed's thoughts?
I think he was trying to say he preferred Mary Poppins better.
No, he preferred Thor Ragnarok. That was his
that's
favourite
it.
Marvel.
That was a great film, man. I like
It was
that.
funny. Well, look, with Thor Ragnarok, man, look, they made Thor a likable character. Come on, Thor's supposed to be, I'm God, he don't speak much, just powerful, throw the hammer, blah, blah. They tried that in the first 2 movies and they were very basic, right? So now they've turned him into such a likable character with all his banter, his good looks, his power. It made Thor Ragnarok such a successful film. You know what I mean? Like, that film was banter throughout the whole film.
He had a makeover in the recent one, didn't he? Lost his hair, eye patch. What did they call him? Angel Pirate.
Yeah.
Pirate Angel, yeah.
Pirate Angel.
Drax said that if
Drax,
Pirate
Drax,
Angel was to have a baby. That's what it is.
It's these sort of things that made me laugh. But then there was points where I was like, oh, that's a bit cheesy. They're really pushing for jokes. They're pushing for bands. But you know what? No, all in all, I can't complain. It was a good film. But when people talk like it's the greatest film ever released, I'm like, no, relax.
The greatest film ever released, yeah, is, for me personally, Inception.
Big film.
Christopher Nolan's Inception.
Well, I don't know. Listen, people have different opinions. My favourite film of all time is The Last Samurai. I could watch that film 50 times.
Yeah.
Right? I love the story, I love the acting, I love the music. The music kills me. That music is my favorite piece of music. So everyone has their own opinions. I do think this is the most epic film of all time.
No,
the
same
Avengers.
here, bro. I'll stand by that.
No
It
doubt
is an
about
epic film. Very epic film.
And like I said, there's so many films I love out there, but I'm watching Avengers again tomorrow in 4D. I'm looking forward to it.
I want to watch it again.
Genuinely.
I want to watch it
Like,
again.
that's what I'm trying to say. There's hardly many films that make you want to go to the cinema and watch again. Do you remember? You remember back in the days when you put Moonwalker into the VHS, you play the whole film. When it gets to the end, you press rewind. You sit there, wait till it finishes, and then you press play again.
Yeah.
Like, this like I could do that with The Last Samurai. I could do that with Avengers Infinity War. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I have that same feeling. You know what I'm saying? The only difference now is costing me fucking £10. But you know what I'm saying? But I could do it because I'm that moist. So it has that feeling. It brought back that feeling of that I could rewatch this straight away. And many people that I know that watched it, are not even comic book fans, had that same feeling. I need to watch it again. Yeah, you know what I mean? Only as kids, man. Think about it, man. We watch the same movie all day. Just keep rewinding it and pull it back. Rewinding it and pull it back. Like, I feel like this had that had that feeling.
I want to touch base with Thanos. So, what you're trying to say is Thanos isn't exactly a bad dude. He's actually a good dude doing bad things to make good.
In the movie.
But in the
comics, what was the kid? He was a scientist, right? And he was so fascinated.
Yeah,
he was so fascinated about. In one of the comics I read that he was so fascinated about death, and Lady Death was always there in his head telling him,
Lady Death.
kill
That's who
an
was
animal.
moist about.
So he would kill an animal like a mouse. Then he'll move on to a bigger animal. Then he moved on to his own people, and then he was so fascinated as a scientist, and that's what made him just fascinated about killing and stuff like that, and just seeing what's inside and whatever, all that sort of shit.
This reminds me of the old Egyptian story about Jacob, who experimented on his own peoples. But that's another story.
Man.
It could be.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. And like I said, in the Infinity War story, it was moistness, man. He wanted to impress Lady Death.
Yeah. And then she wasn't impressed with him.
No.
He was like,
That's
you
that
little
story
guy.
there. The Infinity War, are you saying, or the Gauntlet, bro?
Infinity Gauntlet, sorry. Infinity Gauntlet.
So the war, in this one, this was about Magnus and them lot trying to get all of them together.
Yeah.
But
Yes, yeah.
this motherfucker was like 25 years old.
Wow.
1992. But yeah, Lady Death, man. I mean, Thanos. In the comic books, bro, he's a killer.
So there's an Infinity War series.
Yeah.
Ah, I get it now.
But that's got nothing to do with the movie.
So the movie's going in another direction.
They had to do its own thing.
Well, they have many Infinity War comics. You've got the Infinity War comics that Kibler's reading there. They have new ones. They have so many different Infinity War comics. There's so many, you know what I mean? So it's hard to think. That's why the Click is from the Infinity Gauntlet comics.
No,
you
man,
know what I mean? So
Infinity War.
Is it Infinity War? No,
Yeah.
Infinity War's the one with Magnus.
No, yeah, you're right. Sorry, Infinity Gauntlet is the Click. Yeah, that's right.
The Click. So, you know, they're just taking aspects from different movie and making a big movie and whatnot. But forget Thanos in the comics now, because this is the movie universe. So they have to give him different motives and different agendas and different personality for him to, you know, to be likable, to be, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, relatable.
Relatable, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like I said, man, 10 years,
Yeah.
you build him up 10 years, and if he's not good, then you just fucked up 10 years of work.
No, of course.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen. But I've got this suspicion they're going to, like, cut all the current series of the comic game and start again fresh with new actors, new scene, new storyline, and start fresh.
Well, they have to, bro. It's going to get boring after a while.
Yeah, that's what I read. Not boring, but it's going to become too predictable.
Something. Yeah, they need something different.
So they're going to put new, because I think a lot of these actors are only agreed to sign up to a few because of they're scared to be typecast or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is.
Well, think about it. Of course they have to. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, they got to stop Thor guy, I forgot his name. They're all going to have to stop at one point, right? So what they're doing now, and this is why I think Marvel's smart, it was with the new characters, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, they're making them so likable and they're making them so important in the movies. So when Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. is finally gone, you're gonna be heartbroken, but you're still gonna have, I still got my Spider-Man, or I still got my Black Panther. You know what I'm trying to say? This is why I think the Marvel universe, why Marvel's so smart. They make every single one of their characters lovable. That you're just like, cool. If we lose one, I still got these guys. You know what I mean?
That's the main thing.
Because
they're marketing them in a way where you
they do it so well. And you know what's so great? Even Ant-Man. Let's think about Ant-Man. Everyone looks at Ant-Man and like, you fucking serious? Ant-Man. Bro, people love him. Like, he's so jokes. And not just him, the side characters, the Mexican dude, I forgot his name. He's so awesome. You're like, you want to see him too. Like, in Spider-Man, his fat friend was funny too. You want to see him too. Like, not just the main characters, but the side characters they're making so attractive too. It's so smart, bro, because you're going to have to lose Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans one day. And if you're just relying on them to bring bank...
that's exactly what they're doing.
So you can't rely on them to bring bank. So what they're doing is just promoting all the other characters in a way that they're attractive enough to keep things going. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what they're doing.
It's crazy, man. It's so smart, though. They're doing it smart.
No, it's all good. Alright, bro.
I got a flow. I need to pick up Tia from class. So, one love, bro.
Massive thank you guys for watching.
And share some of your insights and stories. It'd be good for me to read. I'm not really a geeky comic person, so my knowledge is very limited. So it'd be nice to read up and see where I'm going wrong, because I'm sure many of you viewers think I'm chatting doo-doo, and probably am chatting doo-doo, but this is just my interpretation of what I see on the screen. Yeah. So leave some comments. Comments, guys. Comments.
Guys, we've got loads of giveaways. I still got Falcon and Aquaman Lego bricks to give away to anybody in the world. Comment below and let us know your thoughts on Avengers Infinity War. I want to say a massive thank you to G-Man in Hong Kong and Jakob Besh for joining us today. And we will catch you guys up very soon, man. Take care, G-Man, bro.
Speak to you soon, bro.
Take care. Thank you, guys. Good to chat. Peace.